Hey there, Hillsiders. One of my favorite things to do in the afternoon, sometimes in the mornings, is to go for a walk. And I will leave the church facility and I'll walk down Sutro Street. And I've got this little loop I like to take. But the center point of my walk is almost always the Maverick mini market. And I don't know about you, but I have a super soft spot in my heart for the mini market, just in general, because there's so many fun things you can get at the mini market, even if you're just doing a drive by to look at it or to smell the happy smells or just to be around interesting humans. But up until the pandemic hit, I would love to go in there around lunchtime and they would sell this thing called the Bahama Mama. And maybe it's a third of a pound, maybe it's a quarter pound, but it's a big old beef hot dog. And I would get it and put it in one of those little cardboard boats and smother it in chili, which is kind of fake chili, and I'd smother it in this artificial liquid cheese and put mustard on top, and it was so good. I love those things. And I'd get at least once a week. I'd go in there, and it was a very joyful experience. Let's put it that way. It was happy time, and I can remember going in there around last March as the pandemic began to unroll, and this was a day I needed one of those Bahama Mamas, and I went in and I looked at the grill and there was no Bahama Mamas. And I thought, this can't be good. I went over to talk to my friend because, you go in there often enough, you start meeting people who you recognize and they know you as Bahama Mama guy or whatever they happen to maybe call you. And I asked, what's happening with the Bahama Mamas? And she said, we're not going to do those for the time being, but I can promise you they will come back. And over the last more than a year now, I take a walk probably 4 times a week, and I'll walk down the street, go down Sutro, take my little loop, I'll go through the Maverick. And it's gotten to the point where I was not even expecting to see the Bahama Mamas anymore. But I would still go check because my friend at the mini market told me one day they will be back. And today is the day. I went in there in midpoint of my walk. I just kind of not even expecting it, was hungry because I didn't bring my lunch today, and I decided I would just push through and drink water and not worry about lunch. But I would, on my walk, was going through there, and I smelled something. And I went over to the grill where the Bahama Mamas used to be, and there they were in all their glory. And not just Bahama Mamas, but the jalapeno cheese Bahama Mama. And it was like the angels were singing. And I looked over, and the artificial chili and cheese machine is distributing its liquidy goodness in all of its glory. And I put the Bahama Mama in its little cardboard carton, and I smothered in the liquid chili and cheese made of artificial all GMO ingredients and put mustard on top. And I was just so excited. And I went outside and I sat down on the picnic table and I destroyed that Bahama Mama. I ate that thing. And as I was eating it, God spoke to me, and He didn't say anything necessarily antagonistic. No, what I felt Him say is, I will always keep my promises. I will always keep my promises. Keep hoping. And I don't know how those two things connect, but sometimes God speaks to us in a language that we really, truly, at the barest part of who we are, that we get and we understand. And there's something about that silly old big old hot dog that I just absolutely love, that He used to emphasize to me that He will always fulfill the promises that He makes to us, and to keep our hope up and to keep placing our hope in Him and our trust in Him. And so, for what it's worth, I don't know what your Bahama Mama is or what God's promised to you, but keep hoping and keep seeking Him, because He will always come through and He will fulfill what it is that what He has to say. And I can tell you this, it's a very beautiful thing when we experience God's fulfillment of His promises. And He's about doing that, and He's about doing that in your life and my life right now. God bless you. Have a great rest of your day.